Are the Archer gangs now officially dead in 2023? What is going on? I read something and it's quite disturbing against the Archer gangs in here. I mean, like, where are the Archer gangs now in 2023? Is it all about the Cavs gang? And what about the infantry gang? Where are the infantry gang? Because I feel like we're being overrun by the Cavs gang once again, and we need to unite here with the infantry gang. Now let's talk about a few things in here. The Archer gangs. I mean, like, there's a lot of Archer commanders that are, obsolete, honestly, and they need to fix the Archer gangs because there are many commanders in here. Like, I mean, I'm gonna even admit it to you guys that some of the archers that we've invested, I kind of regret investing on them, and I kind of wish I did invest on other commanders. Perhaps I should have invested a little bit more into the infantry, or maybe some of the cavalry gang. I'm not even gonna deny it. Like, the archer gang is kind of wow. Like, there are some really strong archer metas, but at the end of the day, I feel like the decline of Archer Gang is happening. And could that continue to happen here in 2023 unless Rise of Kingdoms create a brand new Archer this year that is going to be so powerful, just like how Attila and Takeda came out when it was first released? Because the Archer Gang needs some loving in here, guys. So let's talk about the first Archer that, everybody know. Yi Song Ye. This is an archer commander that everyone should probably have because it has a usefulness of until Season of Conquest. Like, this guy is so useful until now, many players still use. But what about the other archer commanders in Rise of Kingdoms? Let's take a look here one by one. I have almost all the archers. Well, actually, I do have all the archers unlocked right now. Let's talk about Edward of Woodstock. This is an archer commander that I once loved. I love this. And as you progress within the game, as you have Edward of Woodstock, it slowly declines and you slowly not use it anymore. So this is one of those archer commanders that you can probably like skip. All right. It is good in this certain situation in the early KVKs pre-sock. Another thing that I should say about Edward is that it's just doesn't really have that ability to sustain the open field. And today we're also going to talk about this thing that I saw on Facebook. This one, because I once posted this picture, infantry, archer, and cavalry. If you guys actually don't know who this guy is, and you don't really understand the whole story about the picture, then it's kind of interesting. For those who know who this guy is, you guys probably know what's up already with this picture as well. There's a hidden meaning behind it. Actually, I do not know these two guys, but I do know who this guy is, and he is oh my god, he is very, very, very successful in social media. So let's talk about this in here. I've talked about Edward of Woodstock. This is something that you probably can skip. If you are playing in the early stages of the game and you're thinking about, I want to still play Archer even though it's not like the best meta in the game, don't like spend your sculptures in a random manner. Like, there are certain commanders in here that you can just probably skip. In my time, I had to invest on Edward because there was no other option for the archers. Now, for those new players that are playing the game, you have more options and you know now who are going to be the best so that you can now cherry pick which archer commander you want to invest on. All right? So that's one information that I want to give to you guys. Hoard your sculptures. Wait until you get into Season of Conquest. And once you get there, you'll start going to see much, much powerful archer commanders that if you save up all of this sculptures in the beginning, you'll feel a lot more satisfied once you get into Season of Conquest. And yeah, perhaps you'll be weak in the early stages of the game, but you can't max every commander regardless. You're going to have to work your way through, unless you are a pay to win and you can just spend your money on buying legendary commander sculptures using, from the VIP shop and winning all the events, and you can do that. But, this is something that I want to inform you. If you're free to play, hoard your sculptures. And another one that I want to say in the early game is El Cid. Back then, like I said, I didn't have any option. I got El Cid from MGE. I maxed it out. I was looking for another archer pair. Back then, it was only YSG and El Cid. Now, I know Puddle Cakes love El Cid, but the utility of El Cid, nobody really uses this. This is another commander that you can potentially skip. Even if you are a spender, you can skip you can skip El Cid. You don't need El Cid. It's not really going to have any value. You can save all the extra sculptures, that you can dump. It's your speed up so you can compete for the next MGE. Skip El Cid. Let the other players take it. You can skip El Cid because it's not really going to give you utility in these, KVKs. All right. So that's pretty much, few important things to kind of, talk about here to suggest to you guys and kind of coach you guys into directing how you can be a better Archer gang, because Archer gang is kind of having some trouble unless Rise of Kingdoms fix this issue, because they haven't really fixed the whole thing. I mean, they've given us some commanders to make it strong, but they take away, all right? I'll talk about that in a little bit in here. Now, another commander that we should look into is Tomyris. Now, this is going to be next, during the time of Edward. Now, Tomyris is okay. I mean, honestly, if I could, I honestly, you know what? I'm going to tell you guys, I don't even really use Tomyris anymore. I barely, the poison stack is amazing. It has ability to help out in the open field with everyone, when they're targeting that. It is awesome. I mean, Tomyris is okay, but if you're free to play, if you're a spender, I should say, yeah, you can invest in Tomyris. But if you're free to play, save your sculptures, wait for a better Archer commander. Get into Season of Conquest. You're going to start getting better commanders in there. Let's talk about, I think right around there, after Tomyris, I think it's going to be Ramses and Artemisia. Now, this is starting to get a little bit juicier in here. All right. Artemisia is a wonderful commander that you can use to defend your city. I love Artemisia. I'm not going to say she is bad. I'm not going to say she is trash. She is good. I still use her in the open field. If I ever have to defend my city, I will be using Artemisia. So Artemisia is something that you can, slowly invest into, and you'll actually get some good benefit within the game. And now, another thing, since you guys have already invested in YSG, and then you never invest on any other Archer commanders, hypothetically, right? YSG would be the amazing pair that you can do. All right. So one thing that you can do, if you have YSG, let's say you have Kosonoki, you can just definitely do Kosonoki. YSG, Kosonoki, AoE, good, right? Now, Ramses is a great commander in here. This is something that I should say that you can invest into, that you actually get some value. It'll last a little bit longer. I mean, I still use Ramses. You can do Ramses and YSG. Really good setup in here. And the talent tree that I would recommend is this. There's no other talent tree. This is the best talent tree for Ramses. Now, another commander, as you progress within the game, there is going to be Cyrus the Great. You know what I'm telling you? Skip this. I regret investing on Cyrus. I don't like Cyrus anymore. I regret maxing him. This is, there's a lot of downfalls in here. In the Archer gang, there's a few commanders in here that I wish I never invested in, and he is one of them. I'm telling you, I don't like him. If I can reset him, I will reset him. And now you'll also have, I don't even know if I'm in order anymore, a Manitor. A Manitor is a great Archer defensive commander. If you are going to be, leading into the, captain as a garrison, then you will want to work on a Manitor, and you can use Artemisia alongside a Manitor as well. So a Manitor is a great, investment in here. These are some of the things that you can invest into. So a Manitor, he has also good ability in the battlefield as well, in the open field, and I like a Manitor as well. I use a Manitor still. Now, as you move into further in here, you'll also, see Neb and Gilga. I would say Neb is a lot better option than Gilgamesh. I didn't even max Gilgamesh. I didn't even work on it. Neb is much better open field as well. So if you're really just a spender, you can max both. But if you're free to play, get Neb. Much better skills in the open field. You have AoE. You'll have movement speed. It really is much better in the game than Gilgamesh. All right. Now, I forgot about Tutmos. In the early stage, a lot of the big spenders will max Tutmos because they'll do a Tutmos YSG. You don't need to spend on Tutmos because Tutmos is available in the gold chest. So you don't need to work on Tutmos unless you are a whale and you are going to be leading the rallies for your team. Then I should say it is acceptable to do that. But at the end of the day, do not waste your time on Tutmos. All right, there is no intrinsic value for you as a free-to-play player, because you will be able to get Tutmos over time by opening gold chests. You can see I have a lot of keys already. I have accumulated them. Now, another option, another thing that I want to tell you guys as well, there are commanders in here in the legendary chest that you can also get. You can see some of the archer commanders in here. We have Neb, we have Cyrus. There's a few more, I think Artemisia, Ramses. So those are some of Edward of Woodstock, Tomiris. So, I mean, some of the commanders, if you really want them, those are the ones I mentioned, you can eventually get them here. You can eventually max them through this legendary chest. So you don't have to worry too much, honestly, because there's a lot of options where you can get the commanders over time and max them out. But you need to kind of prioritize yourself on picking the right archer commanders to max out so that you will have an edge. And yeah, like I said, you'll feel a little bit weak in the beginning, but you'll feel a lot better once you've invested into the correct manner, like I mentioned to you, some of these commanders. Now, after these commanders, you're going to really see a really good archer commander is the current meta as of today. So you wait a little bit, right? Boudica will definitely have a long-term value in here. You can even do a Boudica and YSG. I love Boudica. Like, she is amazing. So I'm telling you right now, invest in Boudica. This is something that if you hoard your sculptures, make sure you have 690 sculptures and save them. And then you can invest everything, dump it onto Boudica, get it on wheel, save your gems, put it on Boudica, and max her out, because this will have a good value for you. Now, if you're free to play, you should probably be investing in other setups like, infantry. Some of them are probably going to be cav. So you're going to have like the metas in each ones. But if you're focusing on the archers in here, these are some of the best ones that I can tell you to invest into. Save your gems, save your sculptures, focus on the most important valued commanders in here, and look at the long term rather than short term investment. So a lot of these commanders that I did, a lot of them or some of them were short term investment. It gave me some fighting capability in certain aspect of KVK, but it wasn't as like OP as it was. But when you have Boudica, it is very good. Very, very, very good. You can do Boudica Neb. You can do Boudica YSG. There's a lot of combinations you can do with Boudica. Now, I should say Henry is another great legendary commander. I use currently is Boudica and Henry. I do it in open field, and I do it for rallies as well. I love the result, and it is amazing. Now, Henry is a Mightiest Governor event, so it might be challenging for free-to-plays, especially if you are in a Imperium Kingdom. You might have to struggle on trying to get Henry. So focusing on Boudica itself is already good. But if you're in a low-seed kingdom, if you can get Henry, max Henry out, this is a good commander for your setup. Now, I'm telling you right now, Archer Gang is slightly dead because there's a lot of Archer commanders in here that are not that great. The only best march that I have right now, if I bring out my marches, which this is not my march currently, but if I bring out my marches in here, the only really best march that I have currently is my Boudica. As you can see, it's my primary with the legendary set. And then I should say, going back down in here, a Manitor would be my second good march in here, which I think I would have a Manitor in Artemisia as combo in here. So, I mean, the other ones, I got my Ramses and YSG. It's okay, but that's it. The other two marches, they're not like really that great. So what I do is I have an infantry, and then I have a cavalry. So, you can't really do full-on archers. So you need to be smart on how you invest. There's a lot of trash archers that I have in here. If I could sell them, I would sell them, but, it's not possible. But I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of trash archer commanders. So now let's go back into this meme. And this meme is quite interesting because, somebody says, accept my apologies to all who are focused on cavalry. This is in Rise of Kingdoms group. And by the way, the players in here are savages. I just want to say, I don't care if they get mad, but they are. They're more of a troll, I should say. I never believe what they say to you. They're a bunch of trolls in here. So anyway, this guy posted infantry, archer, cavalry. And if you guys don't know who the cavalry gang is, let's just look it up, all right? This guy, Just Soul, he is the cavalry gang that we are depicting, right? You guys know who this guy is? Let's see. Just Soul net worth. So He is a renowned influencer, has constructed sizable social network of following. As an influencer, have gained 5.91 million followers. Has a net worth of $26.95 million. So, if you look into this, right, at the end of the day, if you actually know why this was posted this way, and people were just judging because the way the person looks, because he's fat, he's short, he's tiny, he doesn't look as handsome as the archer and the infantry. He was judged right away in this post. Honestly, he was judged like so mean. He's judged there. But this guy is, I loved watching his content. He's amazing. Like, it doesn't matter what you look like. It's a matter of who you are, underneath. But this guy is cool. I love him. I love Just Soul. That's why I know who he is. So he's a Cavalry gang. What does that mean? That means like he's the richest guy here, the strongest guy, honestly. It's not about the muscles, man. It's not all about the muscles. People love looking at the muscles. People love the muscle guys. That's how the world works. But at the end of the day, it's a simple guy like this who's actually sitting back, who owns the yacht. All right. He says here, my prediction on the creator, 30 million power, KVK2, VIP 9. Well, Mr. Tom, you are VIP 2 in KVK, whatever you are in. It's my prediction only. I mean, I don't know who you are. It seems like you are like one of those players that probably hasn't even unlocked the second builder. Wait, when do you even unlock the second builder? Do you unlock the second builder at what VIP? Wow. I don't even remember. Do you guys remember when we unlocked second builder? VIP 10. Oh, nope. Sorry. VIP... Where is it? Oh, VIP 6. Oh my God, I forgot. Yeah, this guy probably haven't even unlocked the second builder in here. It's all right. Has never met Nevsky and Joanne Field. That's why he did something like this. Well, hope he is in KVK1, not even familiar with Saladin. Wait, I don't even understand. Like, are they referring to me or this guy posting this? Is it true? Is it happening in meta now? Obviously, no, just a noob, no doubt on that. Well, infantry gang, archer gang, are you guys all noob? Now, I'm not going to say Nevsky and Joanne is bad because I have Nevsky, and I wish I have enough sculpture to invest in Joan of Arc, but I just don't have enough sculpture for Joanne. I love Nevsky. I think I've made a video about Nevsky. I love it. He is an amazing cavalry commander in Rise of Kingdoms, and this is the meta right now. Now, it says here, I feel this is inaccurate. Archers are on the end because never trust archer mains. Wow. Jessica Eve. Oh my God. But if you actually know who Just Soul is, then you'll probably change your mind. Just saying. A lot of these people do not know who Just Soul is, and they didn't really I think the whole meme went over their head. Wow. Nevsky Joan in the chat. Join the chat. Yeah. Don't care. Just blast past through with our Nevsky and Joanne, William and Xiang Yu. Saladin and who uses Saladin and Khan anymore anyway? About to get that buff, and Mina with one of the best debuffs in the game. At the end of the day, nobody really uses Mina anymore. Not a whole lot. I mean, I still use it because I'm an archer setup, but not really. Best city rally, Attila Takeda, who, by the way, been king of good trade and punish your enemy with severely wounded city rallies for 3 years. That I can agree. I'm not going to disagree. I hate Attila Takeda. I wish I invested in Attila Takeda, and I think that's too OP. And I wish Rise of Kingdoms, if you're listening, Lilith, Devs, Ligu, we need archer gang just as strong as Attila and Takeda. Cavs has been dominating since the beginning of the game. Some part of it is true. I think majority of it is true. I'm not gonna disagree. Somebody's here, but Lilith Pets is archer, but no one use archers. I mean, have but not many. All right, I think there's a lot more archer gangs. If you're an archer gang, stand up for this one. But I don't get why people always say Lilith Pets. But I mean, we're not pets of Lilith. We work, we create our own content. We have our own opinions, right? No one's a pet here. I mean, people are just, these type of people are probably the type of person in real life that you'll probably not want to be friends with because they're probably toxic as hell in real life. I don't know. Just my assumption, my prediction, okay? I'm not going to disagree with the Nevsky and Joanne. I think Nevsky and Joanne is really one of the best cavalry setup in here. And even me invested in Nevsky. So I'm not going to disagree with that. I wish I have Joan of Arc. I think cavalry has always had the leads on Rise of Kingdoms. Even the infantry, I think Cav's still in the lead in here. So, you know what? At the end of the day, my thing here is that I feel like Archer is in the decline unless Rise of Kingdoms fix this. They're going to lose Archer players. And you know what? What happens if everybody's playing Cavs? It's not fun. Everybody's playing infantry. It's not fun. Everybody playing Archers, not fun. So Rise of Kingdoms need to make balance by making Archer stronger, making infantry stronger as well, and then making cavalry weaker. Anyway, rockers, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys again next time.